learners and parents may experience back-to-school anxiety, from adjusting to new routines to concerns about academic and social pressures, and this period can be challenging for families. Now, to help us understand and manage these anxieties, we're joined by Professor Tumi Diale, who's an educational psychologist. Now, Prof, thank you so much for your time on the agenda. So what are some of the common causes of back-to-school anxiety for learners and parents?
Thank you so much, Nkosi, and thank you to the viewers. Just correcting one aspect, yes, I am a psychologist, but at this stage, I would be saying I'm representing also my university as the Dean of the Faculty of Education at Salt Lake University. So the issues that are there in terms of the beginning of the year and the anxieties that are there vary. Part of it is because starting a year is transitioning, be it at grade 1, be it at grade 9, be it at university. You are transitioning from one phase of development or educational development to the next. But if we look at the younger ones, you are transitioning from being a baby to what they would generally call a big school. So that transitioning comes with anxieties, really depending on where the child has been. We've got a lot of children, much as we can think that many children are at preschools, but the reality and research has shown us that we've got many children who are under 7 who are not at any facility that prepares them for schooling. So for the first time, they leave the comfort of their homes or the grannies or the little space, and they get to this big thing called school. And the anxiety in itself of saying, I've been free, I sleep at the time when I want to sleep, when I want to eat, I eat at that time, but now I have to follow rules. There is time for sleep, for eating, there's time for waking up, there is time for going to the bathroom. I need to dress in a particular way. I cannot take my socks anytime I want to take them out. So those are some of the anxieties, but also separation. I've been used to this primary caregiver for the longest of time. Now all of a sudden, I'm in a space with 40 other people that we have to take instructions from the one person that I am not used to. I need to get used to 40 different behaviors that are there in the classroom. And all those, they do get or cause some form of distress and anxiety on the young ones.
And Prof, I'm also keen on finding out how can parents identify if their child is struggling with more than just a first day jitters, because there can also be a lot to it as well.
Yeah, our parents, I think, the economic world has unfortunately disadvantaged parents, especially parents who are working, very low jobs, where parents cannot be able to take their children to school for the first day. They cannot be there with them the first few days to adjust. So parents should observe in terms of, I would say not even only one day policy, probably the first 3 days or even the first week. Some of the children could still be struggling and it would be normal. But if it goes after a week and the children, they still don't want to go to school, they cry every day, they are unhappy, their behavior now changes to be either withdrawn or to be aggressive, then parents need to begin to observe such behaviors. They need to begin to communicate with the schools of saying, what is the teacher from the classroom and the school grounds perspective? What has the teacher observed? Because these children could really be dealing with serious adjustment issues. And we know from such a psychological perspective that adjustment can be a disorder, and it is not only a disorder for adults. Children can gradually get into that space. Anxiety is a psychological problem, and it can last long if it is not taken care of, if it is not really managed right from the beginning, it becomes a problem. So how parents build relationship with the teachers of their children, how do they build relationship with other parents and support each other, would really be a key thing for starting schooling.
And it's not just only about those whom it's a first-time experience for, but it is also about those that need to ease back into the transition of this routine now of going back to school. Even for some, Prof, I understand it can be somewhat of a culture shock. How do we navigate this?
Yes, and I will give some kind of practical examples, because that it's true, it's not only those who are starting. That's why when I started, I spoke about the different phases. If you think of it in South Africa, by mid-November or so, children have finished, or the end of November latest, have finished exams, they are at home. And then they just live their own lives. It's honky-tonky until they boom, come the 15th of January. I need to go back to school. Some of the basic things that were structures, they've sort of unlearned them. Remember, generally, it would take 21 days to learn or unlearn something. Now I've been sitting for 2 months plus. Now I've unlearned the basic principles of what it means to be a learner. So when we do those adjustments, the fact that I'm moving from grade 3 to grade 4, it's a huge jump. I'm moving from foundation phase doing 3 subjects to going to intermediate phase doing 7 subjects. It's a huge jump. Moving from high school, from primary to high school, I need to learn. Moving even within the same phase, moving from grade 2 to grade 3. It's new people, it's a new teacher, it's a new class, it's new behaviors. So I need to adjust to all that. And we just need to be conscious of how then we'll help them adjust, but also teachers be conscious of picking up these challenges very early. I like the fact that the Department of Education has got a document or a policy that they call the CS, where we are saying screen as early as possible, trying to identify what the challenge is so that we can at least be able to assess and then support and intervene. If we can get that correct, we can be able to at least alleviate a majority of the challenges.
Listen, Prof, I certainly wish we had more time to further unpack, but thank you so much for your time on the program. That is educational psychologist Professor Tumi Diale joining us there.